Hello everybody and welcome back to Carlene and Lewin Studios. How are you? I thought that we would do a painting similar to this lady today. This is our reference. In the past I've had people ask if I would share the reference images, and yes, I certainly don't mind doing that, and I'll have links below to my website, and if you sign up there it gives you access for my emailing, and then I can email you the image if you would like. So I did this one. Where's the reference for that one? I'll just have a look-see. Hang on. This one here. So essentially what I do for this technique, this is watercolor and mixed media. What I do for this technique is I use some charcoal on the back. You can use different things. I believe you can use graphite if that's all you've got, like a pencil, and just colour it in as much as you can. I actually made my own charcoal. It's not a hard thing to do. And you can even if you have a fireplace, you can get a piece out of the fire. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. So this is a form of transfer way, and what I do with this is I find a nice image that I like, and then I put it into an app that's like a sketch app. And if I might put that in the descriptions as well, because people will want to know. I've got an iPhone, so I've got this app, and it's really great because you can say take a photo yourself, you can put it in the sketch app, and then it will just give you the outlines. But it has a feature you can scroll through the different types of effects effectively, and this one here is where it just sort of does the very monochrome, just the darker points of it, so it's not just an outline of a sketch of. I've done my daughter several times. I've done different ones. I can show you here, for example. This is just a journal that I do a lot in. For example, these are all done in the same sort of method. And this one, I just got a little bit more vibrant with the colours with this, and changed the hair colour to either burnt umber or burnt sienna or something like that. This one here, which I thought was nice. So yeah, if you find an image that you like online, as long as you're changing it to a substantial difference, like the reference photo, the original of the reference I use for this looks like, for example, I've actually taken photos of this and then put it into Google Image and do the reverse image, and it never brings up anything similar. Do you know what I mean? So in the laws of art, you can take and use and provide for inspiration. So the amount of times that I have changed the original image, and then so basically it's just the confirmation. Oh, I can't say the word. That word. This was a lady that I follow on TikTok, so I took a photo of her and did the same thing. This here is my daughter, which I really love that, and I just have got that far in this journal. Yeah, so I've taken a photo of my daughter and I've put it into the app thing, and then I've done the charcoal thing. In fact, I need to get a rubber and get rid of some of the charcoal, and then I've gone over the top of it with watercolor. So I hope that explains that whole process. So when you end up doing something like that, there's lots of in collage and stuff like that, there's the fair use right, and also the change something to a certain percentage. I think it's like 30% or something. This here would be changed by 80, 90, in the 90% bracket, like it's just it's non-relative to the original at all. So once we've got that out of the way, this one here is the one that I thought that we'd do today. So I'll turn this over and let's get started. I'm excited. I just find charcoal's easier. You can use like a pastel, you know, anything that's going to trace. You can basically use tracing paper if you want to do that. I find tracing paper, especially with watercolor, it leaves like quite a harsh line that you can't ever sort of erase. And I find that sort of irritating, or a big blue line somewhere, where at least this is sort of like, I'm going to go in with dark colours. So if I get smudges of the charcoal, it sort of just blends into the artwork. Feels like there's a lump underneath. Oh, that's right, because I put tape under there. I can feel it. There's to hold my piece of paper onto my board. Anyway, so just pull that off and shake off the excess. And give that a blow. See, there's already marks on my paper, which, you know. Right, positioning your lady. Do not go smack in the middle because it just doesn't look right. Do not put a focal point right in the middle of your page or right in the center. It's just nice to offset something. You know, like you don't want a horizon right in the middle, and it's just optically, it's not the best. So I'm going to put her here, because what I'll do is I'll add to her body and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I mean. It's like far from the original photograph. So what we do now is we just get a pen. Is that going to be the best pen? I'm wondering. I think I'll use this one. I've been swapping and changing. I wasn't really happy with the pen that I used for that particular. That feels better. So there's just a whole lot of going around the lines, basically. So even though that this is like a blacked out area, you could go around the outline like that and then afterwards fill it in, but I find it reasonably difficult sometimes with some images, like especially with a zebra. You don't know really what should have been the white strip or the darker strip, or you know. So I do it this way. And so what I'm doing here is I'm colouring over this, and it's pushing down onto the paper, as you can see. So just try not to wiggle this piece of paper around too much, because otherwise you'll get the image in the wrong composition, is the word I was looking for. Because all this really is just trying to get things into the right spot, really, isn't it? Is the whole point. Because if you just do it by hand or whatever, it's very easy to get things slightly off, and then you've got a wonky eye, and then you're like, oh, I put all the effort into doing it, and it's a wee bit wonky. Which, no, doesn't really matter, is it? I mean, that could be your style. I'm a bit wonky. So, yes, so let's just keep going with this. It seems like now, because I'm having to talk and fill in the gaps here with, it seems like a long process, but it actually really isn't. I'm just giving myself some guidelines. This is just an aid. It's a guideline. It's not cheating. It's not, you know, tracing and all that kind of stuff. When after the fact, when you add your own artistic flair to it, it's an aid. I like to say to students that I teach is like, well, yes, the pencil was invented, but then the ballpoint pen came out, so we all still loyal to let's just do everything with the pencil. I mean, it just doesn't really work like that. And if something like this is going to aid fastening the process and keeping you engaged and active, I say use it, you know. It's just like when photography came out. I mean, artists just all over the world, because originally, if you wanted to get a portrait, you could only get it from an artist, you know? So, and then when photography came out, we didn't sort of go, oh, well, now photography's cheating. So I really don't like that argument, really. Everything is a tool, just like using a ruler as a tool, you know? Anyway, that's enough of my ranting. I hope you guys are all well. It's been really hot here on the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand. It's been extremely hot this summer, actually. I can't complain. I am enjoying it, but it's quite a moderate, we have quite a moderate, you know, like it doesn't get really, really cold and really, really hot normally. Climate, that's the word I was looking for. But this summer, boy, she's been a cooker. And we are on rainwater, so we're continuously checking the tank to go, oh, do we have any rainwater left? And so you can add some extra lines if you want. See that are not there. See, this is artistic license. Do you know what I mean? Oh, my hand's getting sore. I don't normally do a lot of drawing. I'm not the best at drawing. I wouldn't really describe this as drawing, but transferring. But your hand gets sore. Have you ever noticed that? Like when you try and write a letter or something, you're like, oh my goodness, my hand is so sore now. Righty-ho. So if you want to check how it's looking on the other side, just make sure you sort of put your hand here, lift it up, check. Yep, we're getting there, aren't we? You know? And she needs an eyeball. You need an eyeball, love. I find these portraits really fun and colourful, and you know, and there's going to be a whole lot more of this doodling after the fact, because what I do is I transfer this, and then because that's charcoal, that's movable, and normally when you put your watercolour on it, it's going to you know, melt almost into with the watercolour, so you won't have any sort of really defined lines. So what I've been doing, some of them, for example, no, I'm a big fat liar. Oops, well that moved my thing, didn't it? These ones here, I haven't gone over and scribbled, I've just gone straight in with watercolour, so there we go. Well, that's probably going to be our limit now, because I don't think we're going to be able to line her back up to where she was. That was helpful, Kalina. No, she's way off. See? That's why you don't want to do that. Just make sure. Let's see where that line's going. No, now we have to fudge it. See? We have to make it up. Which we can do. I think we've got the basis there. We don't. So what I'm going to do is, because I would like to extend it up to here a little bit, I'm just going to sort of pop this here and go back over a few marks up here to transfer a few different lines. See? Like that. Brilliant. And we want a little bit of extra shoulders down here, don't we? So let's just sort of bring it down a wee bit. Yep, good. Okay, guys, do you think we've got enough? I hope so. Like I say, it's your artistic right at this point. So I'm going to see if, oh, that one does it better. I did use this pen here for this one, and I was finding that it just wasn't giving a very nice, the ink was getting a bit clogged up with having the charcoal on there. Let's hope this one is waterproof. That's the other thing. Make sure your, where's our reference? Keep this over here so we can just sort of look at it backwards and forwards to see if we're getting near the right lines. Yeah, you don't want to go and do all this and then add your water and then realise that it's not waterproof. That's not fun. Because then it just goes absolutely everywhere. And you're like, what have I done? Right, let's do this eye. Sorry, I might go quiet because I'm concentrating. Not concentrating much, but still, it's a concentration. Just want to leave a couple of white spots, very small by the look of it, over here. I'm just referring back to that image. And then when I get sort of sick of that, I'll move on to the next thing. And this is the whole idea that it's like abstract-y. It's not, the style is to be very loose and scratchy and fun. But my hand certainly gets sore. I'm trying to do it a wee bit faster so it's not so tedious for you guys, because next minute I normally like to keep my videos at a reasonable length before people just go, oh, I'm sick of this lady. Which, you know, I understand, but I'm just trying to show you the whole entire process instead of fast forwarding through everything, and you're like, oh my goodness, it sort of went from that stage to this stage and I didn't get to see. And also it's really helpful for new artists to understand the speed of things, you know. Some people say to me, oh well, sometimes, so I'm going like this and I'm going up and down. I'm not really wanting to keep to like one complete pattern. You know, they're like, oh, that would take me forever, or does it take really a long time? So, you know, they won't even try it because, you know, I'm a little bit ADHD thing, and add a few bits down here. That if I feel like something's just going to take forever, I don't know if I'm going to try it, you know. That's how I feel anyway. Don't know about you lovely people. Where are you guys from too? I see a lot of my videos are being seen in the United States, which is really cool. I'm on TikTok and I always get quite a lot of British lovely people. Originally my family is from Liverpool. My granddad came over to New Zealand. Lucky me. Alright, let's try and do this eye, guys. This is the one that I sort of moved it and roughed up, didn't I? So, let's just use our artistic imagination. We need to cover that in a little bit more narrower. And here, it's not looking right. Feel free to sing along when you're creating. I really want to start doing some more videos for you guys because I love it and I enjoy it. And it's nice to get things out in the world and, you know, opportunities and, you know, making new friends and stuff like that. It's really fun. But I've been doing my studio up. I've just renovated it and painted all the walls, the ceiling, the floors, everything. I've converted my garage into a lined studio, which is just phenomenally good. I'm going to start running some classes soon, so I can't wait to do that. But it was a lovely space, but I hadn't painted. I had put ply on the walls and stuff like that to line it and insulate it and stuff. But it was just bare wood, so I've gone and painted it all nice. I'll give you a wee tour once I've completely put it back together. I've still got some art that I need to hang up on the wall, but I've got a whole lot of benches built in, which is, it's just so cool, and a lot more storage for all of my stuff. I built a bigger bench that I can stand at, and all my trolleys go under it, so that's just, what a blessing. Just trying to conserve a bit of the space that I've got, you know, because we all know in that, I want to give her a Marilyn dot just because I like doing that. We all know in the art world that, add a few extra bits, that we get a lot of stuff, don't we, ladies and gents? We do. We get ourselves a lot of stuff, and to be fair, need to sort of organise that. So it's a big shuffle around and organising. I'm just making things up now. Yeah. There we go. I think that looks alrightish. Just bring that eye a bit more. How about that? So technically we can watercolour all over the top of it in a big colourful mess, because that's what I'm wanting to do. And it should be fabulous. Okay, let's hold our breath. I might add a few more connecting bits to here. There we go. What do you think? What do you think? Sketchy, but it's the black outline is what we're after, isn't it? Yeah. Just needing that black outline. What colours should we use? What did I do with that one? Purple, a pink and an orangey. I really love, this here is the Mission Gold Pure Pigment set, this one. And it's got some neat colours in it. I'm still getting to know it, because that's what happens with new colours and new palettes. You just sort of like, that's a nice green. Where was that nice blue? And also watercolours dry differently, don't they? You know, and they don't look like what they do when you hydrate them. And this one here is a lovely one as well. Like, it's like a, you know, greenish yellow, quinacridone, I can't say it, but you know, look at that, it's a beautiful colour. Anyway, let's go, let's hit it with some colour. Now this is loose, guys, it's just not let's just not get all upset about it. Just let's, oh, guess what? That pen's now running. I just said that to you. I tested these. That is not fair. Look, I tested these on here and I added water and they didn't do anything. Now that one's just spread, but we are going to keep going with it. Just keep adding. See, you just got to keep going. Things like this happen all the time in art and no one tells you, you know what I mean? And they just carry on. And it's like, oh my goodness, that went completely bad. But no one, they just show you the end result. And that's not always a reality. So I like to keep it real. Right, get a smaller brush. I do want to go over that particular eye though. Look, should I just keep it those two colours? It's always a... you're always trying to evaluate the situation as you go. Look, that eye just completely... That looks quite good though. I can't lie, I like it. Right, get some colour splashing. How about we wake up this turquoise? That might be nice. These are dried out in the... I've just used... lids. Oh yes, the turquoise is lovely. Oh, I like this. See, happy accidents, people. Happy accidents. We don't want to freak out when things don't go well. Or look, I love how that's run now. That is amazing. Oh, I should have had some tissues on board. Tissues, just a minute. Get some tissues just to wipe up some of the real massive amounts of dribbles. I might just bring and soften that edge up there. Add a bit more water. Oh, I like her. She's gorgeous. Oh, I like her. Oh, some bleach on that would have been good. Gosh. See, my with my studio being all pulled apart, I don't have all the goodies that I normally have. Let's go in with a bit of turquoise up here. Oh, that's so cool, guys. It's so cool. Hope that's coming across well on the camera. I might try and aim a wee bit of turquoise like that. And a wee bit of that yellow. But a longer one. Watch out, I'm just going to go, whoop. Missed it. Yeah, that's good. I like it. You got to flick with some conviction, guys, you know, so you get a nice, good... I like how that's run with that eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some water. Look at that, just to perk that eye up a wee bit. Because I quite like what that did, how it blended it. Let's Bob Ross this. Yes, that is lovely. Right, I'm going to push pause on my video because I now have that new feature that the iPhone people have given us. And I will dry this and show it to you dry. How about that?